The Habs lose 7-2 against the New York Rangers. Nick Suzuki scores twice, but Sam Montembeault lets in 4 goals on 10 shots to open up the game. And what is the status of Justin Barron following the nasty hit he took from Jacob Trouba? Hi there, I'm Conor Tomalty. Welcome back to Game On Montreal once again on a very warm Wednesday here in Montreal. We have a lot to talk about today, obviously, but first things first, I'm going to remind you guys to like, comment, subscribe to the channel, and most importantly, add the Game Over Network to your homepage for all the Montreal and hockey content that you can handle. Once again, we have to talk about today's sponsor before we get into the headlines, and that's once again Hyperdrive Hockey. Hyperdrive Hockey is an outstanding show, a part of the Game Over Network that's hosted by Maxime Van Hout and Daphne Malberf. This is an incredible show because you have two hockey minds from the French media industry who are now moving into the Game Over Network and providing English commentary when it comes to the world of hockey. And this does not just include the NHL, it's also the PWHL, European hockey, whatever it has to do with discourse in the world of hockey, they are on top of it. You can find them on iHeartRadio, Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube, wherever you get your podcast, but you can also specifically find them on the Game Over Network, where I implore you to go and check them out. Make sure that you tune in and you give them a listen. So let's just start right off the bat. The Habs lost 7-2 last night against the New York Rangers. Mitch Gallo took to Twitter and said something very interesting in his takeaways, which was, this is the Canadiens playing against a team who are contenders. And it really did show. It just did not go the Canadiens' way. The only upside was Nick Suzuki's 2 goals, which we'll get into, but we should talk about, first and foremost, Sam Montembeault. Sam Montembeault had a really strong start to the season in his first 2 games. I believe he only let in 1 goal in 2 games. He had a 48-save shutout to open up the season, but since then, in his preceding next 3 starts, he has gone 0-3-0. He has an .829 save percentage, but specifically, he's let in 12 goals on 70 shots, which is really not a great look for your starting goaltender. He's got a .570 goals against average after, the opening week where I think he had a 2-something goals against average, and he was named one of the performers of the week when it comes to goaltenders. It's really unfortunate to see Sam Montembeault pulled last night so early on. Kay Imam came in. He wasn't anything to write home about as well, in my opinion. There were a couple goals where clearly I think he would have liked to have them back, but it's just really good elite shooting from the Rangers was displayed. He still stopped 32 shots. He let in 3 goals on 3 goals on 35 shots last night. But I think a lot of attention is going to go back to Sam Montembeault ahead of the game on Saturday. And again, just not a good look for the starting goaltender of your team that you would hope to be a bit more sharp, as much as the Rangers were and are a very offensive forward and just a sound team overall. It's Montembeault who, needs to shake off that one. He's got to wear it for now, but have a short memory, as they say in sports, and move on going forward. We should also talk about the hit that Justin Barron received last night from Jacob Trouba. There were a couple people on Twitter, or as it's known as X, saying and pining for, again, another nasty hit that Jacob Trouba has been known for. He did make contact with the head. That's why you saw Barron so shaken up, but there are a couple factors into why Trouba wasn't called on it, and that was, number one, his arms were put in place. Barron entered the zone with his head down, and when he made contact, that's when the call was deemed legal, even though he was really shaken up. So we don't know, with the Habs having so many injuries right now, specifically on the blue line with Caden Gooley being out, Matheson dealing with the upper body injury as well, even though he's playing right now. They can't afford to lose another guy who's been on your top line, and that's Justin Barron. But we should talk about Matheson very quickly. Despite the upper body injury, went after Trouba almost immediately right after the hit, which is a really good sign, or he deserves his flowers for that. That's a really strong, in the sense of supporting your teammates, that's a really strong decision for him to do, and he got some really good shots in. So good on Matheson. He deserves all the flowers for that. Despite the upper body injury, he's still going to bail out his teammates. That's something that you really like to see on the ice. But last thing we should really talk about is Nick Suzuki. He seemed to be the one shining moment or takeaway when it came to the game last night. Suzuki had not scored a goal heading into the game, but he was up there in assists. I think he was tied with Slavkovsky for 5. Slavkovsky obviously didn't play last night, but Nick Suzuki had 2 goals in the game. The second one was the more impressive, as he went from just outside the faceoff dot on the right-hand side, cut through the middle of the ice and was able to deke out Shesterkin and pot in his second goal of the game and second goal of the season. But outside of that, the Habs offense just did not look super strong. When you compare shot totals, it was Rangers 45, Montreal Canadiens 23. So the Rangers almost doubled the shot totals that Canadiens put up yesterday, which is really not a good look for the team. They've definitely been on the four-game skid. Losing skid has been a real blemish, and a year where you're hoping that this team produces better results, and there's a lot more that we thought could be going forward for them. There are a couple guys that are out, and injuries are definitely playing a factor with such the young defense. I think the Logan Mailloux and Jaden Struble goal last night when they didn't play to the whistle and it was picked up by the Rangers and potted into the back of the net was really not a good look for this team. So there's so many things that needs to be fixed. Let us know in the comment section what you think. Is it the Habs defense? Is it the offense overall? What are your aspects? I think it's just a complete team no-show last night. That was really what led to the loss against the Rangers. But again, let us know what you think in the comment section, because that's going to do it for today's video. Once again, I'm Conor Tomalty for Game On Montreal saying, and just reminding you, comment, subscribe to our channel, and add the Game Over Network to your homepage for all the Montreal and hockey content that you can handle. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you all tomorrow.